Don't worry. We have not gone off the rails with this franchise just yet. And if the poster and trailer for this movie are any indication, we should be in for a good time. This, of course, is Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3. Let's chop this one up. I popped right away when I saw the poster for this 1990 installment, which just so happened to be the first one under the New Line Cinema banner. New Line, of course, is the home of Freddy Krueger and would be the home of Jason Voorhees later on. But the Saw is family is such a solid tagline for the film, and it looked really good engraved on that chainsaw as well. Then, of course, the movie started. Before we say anything else, let's talk about some positives. And this cast was better than this movie rightfully deserved. Viggo Mortensen's here. He's fantastic. Ken Foree, otherwise known as Joe Grizzly from Rob Zombie's Halloween, badass in this movie. Kate Hodge was a solid final girl. And we even get Jennifer Banco, for those of you who don't know, was the crazy little girl with the telekinetic powers in Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. She's back in this film to prove to us that all children are in fact evil. So Kate Hodge plays Michelle, and Michelle's boyfriend Ryan and her are traversing the state of Texas before they quickly find themselves in the crosshairs of the bloodthirsty Sawyer family, which is a pretty neat trick if you think about it, because we don't know who any of these Sawyers are at all. In working hard to evade their aggressors, the couple wind up colliding with Benny, who's played by Ken Foree, and his Jeep. Both vehicles turned inside out, wrecked. Now, Benny is one of those survivalist types who happens upon our couple and offers them aid. They go into a story about how a man with a chainsaw was chasing them. Thinking that they're delirious, he gives them some painkillers, which is not what you want. You do not need your senses dulled when a guy with a chainsaw is trying to take you apart. Benny, of course, doesn't know that. He thinks they're nuts. He soon finds out otherwise. Now, what you think happens eventually happens. Leatherface dispatches of the boyfriend and chases the girlfriend into a well-lit compound. One of my biggest gripes about this movie is the fact that the Sawyers here don't look like Sawyers. I mean, they have all their teeth. They're not rotted out. Everybody's relatively clean cut. And the kitchen where they kill, cut up, and cook human beings is immaculate. Where did these people come from? This must be the branch of the Sawyer family that loans money to the other Sawyers. This movie had its moments, but it loses me with this new family tree and Leatherface himself. I mean, the chainsaw that Leatherface is gifted by his relatives is really, really cool.
Tank did it. Chrome's every damn thing.
Aside from that, though, the mask he wears is pretty goofy. He's got a really gnarly mullet that just doesn't work for him, and he's just not scary anymore. Now, there's a couple of amusing parts with this Leatherface where he's trying to do his lessons, as the mother of the clan describes. He's working with some sort of a speak and say, and he keeps calling everything that pops up like people or animals, they're all food. And he's getting mad at it because he's not scoring any points. Well, everything isn't food, Leatherface. So with the way we score movies here at Aging Gracefully, we're only going to give this a 4 out of 10. It doesn't age gracefully. It's not rewatchable. I'll never sit down with this movie again. Viggo Mortensen does a good job here. The final girl's okay. And Ken Foree is great in anything he's in. However, it misses me with a lot of this, and it's really the first misstep in this series. 1 was a classic. 2, they did a great job with. It was entertaining in its own right. But 3, I don't know what they were thinking. That wraps us up with the 3rd installment of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre film franchise. This is Aging Gracefully. I am Matthew Essex. I'll see you on the other side.